Good day to everyone. Yeah, this is gonna be a tricky one, trying to dubbing myself from Italian to English in real time. So, it's gonna be the first time, I guess, worldwide that someone is showing you the new KITSUMA Shark talking in Italian with, well, actually dubbed in English this time. Anyway, it's something that I have been waiting for about 15 years. You know what? Yeah, let's make it short. This is the box. I'm not doing any unboxing video. This is a tech talk video about the new KITSUMA. Cane Creek KITSUMA, the new toy from the United States to ride your nice days out on the mountain bike. This shark has been redesigned from scratch, but retains all the super nice high quality features of the old double barrel. I think I have one here. This one is an extremely old one from 2005, still with a strange logo on it. After this, we had a nice upgrade, which was the climb switch, and today, finally, after 15 years, a new shark has been redesigned. The new KITSUMA. There's a big difference we'll see on this new shock, which is proposed by Cane Creek in two versions, like Air 1 here and Coil 1 in my right hand. So the new big feature, it's the climb switch. Nothing new if I just say climb switch, because you are all used to the climb switch, but this one is a 3-position climb switch. This means that on the third one is fully locked, but not only this one has been implemented, but even the second position, which is the climb switch position, has been redesigned. And there's one reason out of it. You know what? A few years ago, leverage ratio of many frames around was pretty low. Now, all the frame builders, they have been making frames with high leverage ratio at the beginning of the stroke, something like 4:1. So Cane Creek started it and responded with a new middle position climb switch, stronger, able to withstand to those high forces on the leverage ratio, high leverage ratio bikes. Anyway, I have been using this baby for a few months. I was lucky to had one in spring this year, and this is the one I have been using. You can see not anodized correctly like the final version. It's completely, prototype version. But I have been riding it, I have been testing it. I have been hiding it actually, because I wasn't, allowed to show you what I was using. I have been studying some stuff. I have been, I don't want to say advising, like, talking with Cane Creek to make it even better than what the double barrel CS was. So I have been using it for climbing at NATO base, in Finale, and descending a lot of the trails out there. Been testing in France this summer in the bike parks. There's a big test going on, single crown versus dual crown, which is coming out next month probably. And I have been using it. And you know what? I had it installed on the bike. Yeah, when I was climbing up at the NATO base with this baby and the fully third position, locked position, my bike, it was crazy. My bike, if you don't remember, it's a Mondraker Dune. Check my bike check on YouTube. Mondraker Dune, 170 front and back, really light and stiff bike. Super nice to sharp and nail corners on the downhill, but on the uphill with this baby, with the third position fully locked, it was crazy. It was like, pedaling on a hardtail bike. I don't actually have the need of this second position on the climb switch with the new model compared to the old one, because my bike has a really low leverage ratio, so even the old CS was perfect on the CS on. But again, the point of this new KITSUMA is to be able to withstand to new models, new bikes. My one is actually an old design. And the new bikes with high leverage ratio will work spot on with this new KITSUMA on the middle position. But the new one, the really crazy one, is the third position, fully locked. I went crazy for it. So we have another difference, like just an exterior difference between the CS double barrel, the old one, and the new one, and the difference is the length of the piggyback. The new one was pretty long. The new one, it's like something like 3/4 of an inch shorter. And what these all means in the real life? Yeah, it means that some of the clients came here in my workshop a few years ago and asked me for like a CS shock coil on their bike. And I wasn't actually able to install this CS because the CS piggyback was touching the battery frame, for instance, if it was an e-bike. So I wasn't able to feed them with the proper shock. Maybe because it was trunnion, and you know there's no trunnion coil shock around, which I like, except the CS, of course. Now we have a shorter one, and with a short piggyback we can fit the KITSUMA coil top of the line almost in any frame. This is a sweet modification, sweet improvement over the old model. Let's talk about registers. My one has silver registers, not anodized. Again, it's a prototype. This is what I've been testing and using. But you've seen the anodized silver one. Sorry, the not anodized silver one, because the new one position of the high-speed register, it's here. It's the, you know, those big registers are the high-speed rebound and high-speed compressions, and we have something like 14 clicks on them. 14 clicks with, of course, middle position, which is -7, but all these numbers just make sense if you talk about old-school suspensions. In the new style, Cane Creek decided to forget about numbers and go with like reaction names instead, you know, plus and minus signs. So they named and they marked the registers with softer and harder, or slower and faster, you know, on the rebound marks. So when you want to have a slower rebound, you don't have to think I am -4, I go -2, I close the rebound, you know. Now, all you have to do is to read on the adjuster what you want to achieve, and then you're gonna rotate the adjuster in the way you want the reaction. You want it softer, you move it to softer side. That's it. We have another big difference on the low-speed compression adjusters, which now they are indexed in 10 position only, so from like 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, they have 10 to 11 clicks. Well, it's actually 11, but from 0 to -10, it's from fully closed to fully open. And they still retain the 24 positions of ability, of range of the old double barrel CS, but there are only 10. This means that every single click now, it will react the same of the 2.5-ish clicks on the old model, and this means that now you will be able to feel more easy when you change one click, which is actually pretty difficult to feel when you move in one click on the low-speed compression on the old double barrel. Probably if you were, you know, a super world champion, you were able to feel that click, but now it's even much, you know, easier. The range, let's talk about the range of high speed. It was pretty wide. In all my tests I did through the years with my machines, you know, yeah, I would say with my machines I tested that the double barrel was the best out there, the most able to be adjusted to any frame, any size, any rider, just with, you know, the turn of the register without changing the shim stuck inside. The new one, the KITSUMA, it's even broader, it's even wider. So they, you know, made a massive job inside. It's really, really able to work with a super heavy rider or with a really light rider. For instance, let's say the old double barrel had a range from 100 to 300%. These are just numbers, are not the real values, which I know, but I don't have to tell you because they just mess up your mind. Let's talk about percentages. So let's say the old one was 100 to 300. The new one is like -100 to 400, so it's wider. Just say it's wider. And so you will cover a lot of the guys, and especially on the rebound side. Now you can ride guys 120 kilos, 25 kilos bike, 750 pound spring, and their rebound will cover him. On the previous CS, it was nearly on the end of the scale, but now we still have some clicks to dial in. So let's see what's going on this KITSUMA. We talked about the adjusters a little bit more. We talked about airside. Airside has been redesigned too, so the negative chamber is bigger and it will start a little bit more, better, of course, in the beginning of the stroke. But forget about this one for a second. I want to talk about the spring one. New redesign bottom-out bumper. Looks like it's printed, but don't read me too much right on this one. I'm not sure. And it's definitely taller, so it will engage sooner in your travel percentage. Some of the guys love to run their shock pretty soft and then they will rely just on the bumper. This one will cover them too. Most of my clients turn, and tune the shocks in a different way. They want progression from the first millimeter, but this bottom-out bumper will cover the ass too. Anyway, my prototype here has still the old type, spring nut, spring adjuster. The new one is a little bit stiffer, so it will not become loose when you ride. This is another good improvement over the old double barrel. And what else to say? Yeah, it's still a twin tube shock, still quad register, all independent, 3-position climb switch. I think they've been creating the masterpiece for 15 years and now they probably ruled them out themselves. They created something even better. I don't want to talk more about numbers and dyno graphs and all those hysteresis and all that stuff. Everything was good. I don't want to make you crazy with all those numbers. I just want to say it retains all the stuff of the old one plus some new features which are really good. I think this one is going to be a really nice one. This is the KITSUMA 2021, out now. These are the first in Italy, and I will post some of the photos in high definition stuff with my Sony. And you know what? I really advise you to, ask for a proper tune when you go to a proper tuning center. Yeah, before I forget, please, press the like button on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget, I will post some more photos and stuff about this KITSUMA in the next weeks. But don't forget, I will have a new video coming out about single crown versus dual crown for enduro riding. This is a massive project. I have been working since January this year. Yeah, this is really huge. Stay tuned, click the like button, you will be notified when something is out. And thanks for watching and thanks for listening this Italian to English translation. Ciao.